Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to take world-shaping wisdom and, really distill it down into truth you can actually use.
That's the goal.
And if you've been on any kind of personal growth journey looking for freedom, peace, self-acceptance, you've probably bumped into Don Miguel Ruiz Sr.'s book, The Four Agreements. It's massive.
Oh, absolutely phenomenal. A true touchstone for so many people.
Yeah, I mean, over 9 million copies sold just in the U.S., translated into, 46 languages? It's everywhere.
It really resonated globally.
But, okay, so you internalize those four agreements, which are incredibly powerful. But then what? What's the next step? Where do you go from there for, full self-mastery?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Exactly. So today, we're digging into the next generation's wisdom. We're focusing on Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. and his book, The Mastery of Self.
And what's so fascinating here is the lineage. I mean, Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. wasn't just a student of this stuff. He grew up completely immersed in it.
Right. He apprenticed with his father and his grandmother.
From age 14, yeah. He spent years translating his grandmother's talks, her prayers, lectures, workshops, all from Spanish into English. He was basically absorbing these deep Toltec teachings directly, almost subconsciously.
Wow. So he lived it.
He absolutely lived it. So our mission today really is to map out the path he offers. It's about moving past what the Toltecs call life's conditioning. They use the term domestication.
Domestication, okay.
Yeah, moving beyond that to actually find and, crucially, maintain your authentic self. We're talking practical steps here, not just, nice philosophical ideas.
Okay, practical steps. I like that. And maybe we could set the stage with a quote from Ruiz Jr. himself. It really nails why this roadmap is so important.
Please do.
He says, "A moment of clarity without any action is just a thought that passes in the wind. A moment of clarity followed with action becomes a pivotal moment in our life."
That's powerful. Clarity needs action.
Right. It's not just about having the insight. It's about doing something with it. So this really sets us up perfectly because he demands action, and we're going to cover exactly where you can start applying this.
Okay, so to really get started, we need to wrap our heads around the basic Toltec worldview. It's a perspective rooted in these ancient Mesoamerican traditions.
Okay.
And it fundamentally sees all of existence as being like a shared dream.
A dream, literal.
Metaphorically, yeah. Think of it this way. There are two main parts. First, there's the personal dream. That's your own unique internal reality. It's shaped by your filters, your perceptions, your life experiences, everything you see and believe.
Okay, my individual world.
Exactly. Then there's the dream of the planet. This is the collective reality. It's formed by all those personal dreams, mingling, interacting, weaving together, like a huge shared story we're all contributing to.
That sounds beautiful, but also maybe a bit messy. If we're all dreaming together, how do I tell my dream apart from everyone else's? It feels like it could be just this big, chaotic tangle.
That's a really good point. And that perceived chaos is where the Toltec metaphor of the smoky mirror comes in. It's a key concept.
The smoky mirror, what does that represent?
Imagine the dream of the planet is like, say, the internet. This vast shared network of information, beliefs, opinions, everything.
Yeah.
Your personal dream, then, is like your customized feed. Your browser history, your tailored search results, the algorithm feeding you stuff based on your past clicks and beliefs.
So the chaos is like seeing all those conflicting posts and opinions online.
Precisely. And the smoky mirror itself, that represents the fog, the distortion that obscures your true self. The Toltec view is that your essential nature is pure love and light.
Pure love and light. Okay.
But that gets clouded by ingrained habits, beliefs you inherited, all the societal conditioning you've picked up. The whole journey of self-mastery is about clearing that fog, wiping the mirror clean so you can see yourself and reality more clearly.
Okay, so here's the kicker for you listening. This framework suggests that a lot of the struggle, the chaos, the suffering you might feel, it's often internal. It's a result of that conditioned fog, not just bad things happening out there.
Exactly. It reframes the problem. The work is internal. It's about liberating your own mind from the beliefs and attachments that aren't truly yours, that you just picked up along the way.
So if liberation is the goal, we need to understand what's holding us back. You mentioned domestication earlier.
Yes, domestication. That's the term the Toltec tradition uses for the primary obstacle. Think of it as the system of control. It's how society, parents, schools, culture molds us from the moment we're born.
How does it hold us?
Through rewards and punishments, essentially. Approval and disapproval. We learn very quickly what behaviors get us acceptance and love, and which ones lead to rejection or punishment. So we start wearing masks, hiding parts of ourselves to fit in.
That sounds like, well, just growing up in society, right? Which isn't necessarily all bad.
Yeah.
But where's the danger?
The danger is subtle. It's how easily this external process becomes self-domestication. We internalize those rules, those judgments. We start policing ourselves, punishing ourselves mentally, even when no one else is around.
That inner critic takes over.
Exactly. The inner critic becomes the agent of your own domestication.
The book uses a really great story to show this, doesn't it? The boy and his grandmother at lunch.
Oh yeah, that's a classic illustration. The grandmother pushes the boy to finish his soup, maybe using a bit of guilt or shame, you know. Good boys finish their food.
Right. Standard stuff.
But then, as the boy grows up, he finds himself eating past fullness, even when he's alone. Why? Because that rule, compliance equals worthiness or don't waste food, got so deeply ingrained that he now enforces it on himself automatically.
He's domesticated himself to follow that rule, even when it makes him uncomfortable.
Precisely. And that leads us directly into the problem of unhealthy attachment.
Okay, attachment. What does that mean in this context?
Well, attachment starts simply, maybe clinging to objects, but they evolve into these deeper, often trickier emotional ties. We get attached to ideas, identities, beliefs, things we hold on to because they give us a sense of security or meaning.
What makes an attachment unhealthy? I mean, I'm attached to my family. My work is important to me.
That's the crucial question. It's not about not caring. An attachment becomes unhealthy when your emotional well-being, your sense of self-worth, becomes directly tied to something external that you ultimately can't control.
Can you give an example?
Think of the really devoted sports fan. Their team is their identity. If the team wins, they feel like winners, ecstatic. If the team loses, they feel crushed, personally diminished, maybe even angry or depressed.
Okay. Their whole emotional state hinges on the score.
Exactly. Their peace, their identity is attached to something completely outside of their control. They suffer emotionally because of this external thing. That's an unhealthy attachment.
So you can enjoy the game, love the team, but your fundamental sense of okayness shouldn't depend on whether they win or lose.
Yeah.
You're attaching your worth to a variable.
You've got it. Attachments like that inevitably lead to suffering because they make our happiness conditional. Freedom, then, requires seeing these attachments and learning to gently detach from these conditional bonds, letting go.
Okay, so how do we do that? How do we start breaking free? You said there's a foundational tool.
Yes. The absolute cornerstone, the essential practice for self-mastery is awareness.
Awareness. We hear that word a lot, like mindfulness. How's the Toltec idea maybe different, or what's the focus here?
It's foundational because it's the simple yet profound act of focusing your attention, paying attention to your body, your thoughts, your feelings, your surroundings, right here, right now, in the present moment.
Okay, being present.
But it's more than just being calm. It's developing the ability to pause and observe yourself, to notice when you're running on autopilot, when you're lost in that smoky mirror fog, when you're just reacting based on old conditioning.
So becoming a witness to your own life.
Exactly. You shift from being just the actor caught up in the drama to also being the witness, watching the scene unfold. That witnessing gives you space, choice.
And once you can witness, what's the next step? You mentioned transforming the internal dialogue.
Yes. This brings us to the crucial difference between two kinds of love, particularly self-love. First, there's conditional love.
Okay.
This is based on if-and statements. I'll love myself if I get that promotion. I'm worthy if I look a certain way. I'll be happy when I achieve X. It's all based on meeting external or internal expectations.
That sounds exhausting and familiar.
It is, and it's fear-based. It feeds that negative self-talk, that inner critic, Ruiz Jr. calls it the parasite, and it just locks in that self-domestication loop. It's like the grandmother's voice continuing inside your own head.
Right, constantly judging and setting conditions.
Yeah.
So what's the alternative?
The alternative is unconditional love. This is radical self-acceptance, recognizing your inherent worthiness, your perfection, just as you are right now, completely independent of your achievements, your looks, your circumstances.
Wow, okay, that sounds ideal, but hard.
It's a practice, definitely, but it transforms that inner dialogue. Instead of criticism, you start offering yourself support, kindness, affirmation, the way you'd speak to someone you truly love. You learn to protect yourself from your own inner critic.
And does this extend outwards? to how we treat others in that shared dream.
Absolutely. Unconditional love for others means seeing the spark of divinity, the inherent worth in everyone you encounter. Even when you disagree with them, even when their actions are difficult, you respect their journey, their dream.
So acting from love, not from a need to control or change them.
Exactly. And a huge part of this, both for self and others, is forgiveness. The book really emphasizes this. Holding on to resentment, anger, blame, it just ties you to the past, makes you relive the pain.
Yeah, it keeps you stuck.
It does. And we have to remember that core Toltec idea. Nothing anyone does is because of you. It's never truly personal. People act based on their own conditioning, their own dream, their own pain. You just happen to be there. Forgiveness frees you.
Okay, so we have awareness, unconditional love, forgiveness. How do we apply this day to day? Let's get practical. You mentioned breaking automatic cycles.
Right. Tackling the cycle of the automatic. This is that state most of us live in a lot of the time, where our choices aren't really choices. They're just repetitive habits, unconscious reactions dictated by past conditioning.
Like grabbing the same breakfast every day without thinking, or reacting the same way in traffic.
Exactly. Ruiz Jr. mentions these figures, contrary warriors from some Native American traditions. Their role was apparently to deliberately do things differently, act against the norm, just to shake people up and make them aware of their own automatic behaviors.
Like a deliberate pattern interrupt.
Kind of. The takeaway for us is simpler, thankfully. It's about consciously practicing the pause. Before you react, before you make that automatic choice, just stop. Ask yourself, wait, what do I really want right now? Is this coming from me or from old programming?
Even a tiny pause can break the spell.
It can. That pause reclaims your power of choice. It takes you off autopilot.
This seems really important when we think about identity, too. The book talks about masks.
Yes, multiple masks. We all wear them. Think about it. You have your professional mask at work, your parent mask at home, your friend mask, maybe a student mask. These aren't necessarily bad. They're tools we use to navigate different social situations in the dream of the planet.
Tools for connection, kind of.
Exactly. The mastery, though, comes in understanding that they are just masks, temporary roles you play. The danger is confusing the mask with your true, authentic self, believing you are only your job title or only a parent.
So how do you manage them consciously?
The book calls it shape-shifting. It's about consciously putting on and taking off the appropriate mask for the situation. Like, when you leave work, you make a conscious effort. Maybe a little ritual, deep breaths, changing clothes to take off the professional mask before you step into your partner mask or parent mask at home.
So your work stress doesn't bleed into your family life because you deliberately shifted roles.
Precisely. You're choosing the role appropriate for the interaction rather than letting one role dominate everything unconsciously.
Okay, let's talk about goals and competition.
Yep.
Because those often feel tied up with that conditional love we discuss.
They absolutely are, very often. Many people chase goals, success, money, status, fundamentally trying to compensate for a feeling of not being enough. If I achieve this, then I'll be worthy, then I'll be happy.
That conditional loop again.
Right. True fulfillment, the book argues, comes when your goals arise from a place of self-love and genuine aspiration, not from trying to fix a perceived flaw. You pursue them because you want to, because it excites you, not because you need the outcome to feel complete.
Because you're already complete.
Exactly. You are perfect and complete exactly as you are. Goals become expressions of that completeness, not attempts to achieve it.
And how does this relate to competition?
Well, this mindset helps dismantle the myth of scarcity. So much competition is driven by this underlying fear that there isn't enough to go around, not enough success, happiness, love, resources. If someone else wins, I lose.
The zero-sum game idea.
Right. Operating from abundance means you stop seeing others purely as competitors. You can use role models for inspiration, sure, but not as yardsticks to measure your own worth against and inevitably fall short.
So less comparison, more inspiration.
Yes. And actively practice mudita. It's a Buddhist term, but fits perfectly here. It means finding joy in the success and happiness of others. Feeling genuinely happy for them combats that scarcity mindset and feelings of inadequacy.
That's a beautiful practice. So wrapping this up, the core message seems to be profound self-acceptance.
It really is that affirmation. You are perfect and complete exactly as you are. You are not flawed, broken, damaged, or irredeemable. Believing that changes everything.
So if we synthesize all this,
Yeah.
what's the main takeaway for someone listening?
I think the core message is that self-mastery isn't about controlling the external world, bending the dream of the planet to your will. It's about mastering your internal experience.
Inside job.
Totally an inside job. It's about consistently choosing consciousness, that awareness over autopilot conditioning, and grounding your choices, your actions, your responses in unconditional love for yourself and others.
And it's important to remember, right, that actually engaging with life, with the messy dream of the planet, with other people,
Yeah.
that inevitably complicates things. It's not about achieving some perfect state of bliss and staying there untouched.
No, not at all. True mastery of self is about navigating that shared dream with all its conflicts and challenges while staying anchored to your authentic self. Making conscious choices moment by moment, it's definitely not a destination you arrive at.
It's a practice, a constant letting go.
Exactly. You reclaim your freedom continuously by noticing and releasing the beliefs, the attachments, the ideas that no longer serve you, that aren't truly yours.
Okay, so let's leave everyone with a final thought to chew on, something provocative based on all this.
Go for it.
If your self-worth, your real sense of okayness, was genuinely, truly detached from all outcomes, success, failure, approval, disapproval, what's one thing, just one automatic action or behavior that you would stop doing today because you realize it's actually driven by a fear of disapproval, not by love or authentic desire?
That's a powerful question to sit with.
What would you let go of if you weren't afraid of what someone else might think? Something to consider.